This match isn't just simply a Euro match, this is redemption. Belgium lost a glorious opportunity of winning major international silverware during the rise of their golden generation. And for Slovakia, they were part of the marauding Czechoslovakia side that won the Euro in 1976. However, since the dissolution of Czechoslovakia and its national team in 1993, Slovakia haven't hit their former heights. Will Belgium atone for their not-so-impressive performances in past tournaments, or will Slovakia remember their history as former giants? Welcome back to the football pit. Belgium versus Slovakia. Belgium's memorable qualification. Belgium had a memorable period during the qualifying stages. Unfortunately, being memorable doesn't ultimately translate to good memories. In their match against Sweden, they drew 1-1, and the match had to be stopped due to an unfortunate event. A gunman had taken the lives of Sweden fans. That match wouldn't be replayed as Belgium were deemed to have mathematically qualified. Still, despite the qualification, Belgium played their final match of the qualifying stages with all seriousness and retained their hot form. Before the match, Belgium's coach, Domenico Tedesco, warned his players not to underestimate Azerbaijan, especially as they beat Sweden and performed spiritedly against Austria. He said, "The need to get a good seeding for the Euros has been a topic among players and gives extra motivation. Obviously, you have to beat everyone at a European Championship if you want to become European champion, but it can help to avoid certain top countries in the initial phase." Belgium played against Azerbaijan and beat them 5-0 with Romelu Lukaku opening up the scoreline by scoring a header from Jeremy Doku's cross. By the 37th minute, Lukaku had scored his 4th goal, and in the process, set a new European Championship qualifying campaign record. Lukaku scored 14 goals, beating the record of 13 set by Northern Ireland's David Healy in 2008 and equalled by Poland's Robert Lewandowski in 2016. Belgium qualified from their qualification group without losing a match. Despite this current crop not being their so-called golden generation, Belgium won 6 and drew 2 times. Will this current crop of players outdo their golden generation? Belgium versus Slovakia, Nervy road to Euro. Napoli was my comfort zone, where I was respected by everyone and I didn't want for anything. But as I said before, I like challenges. Francesco Calzona said after leading Slovakia to their 3rd Euro. Their road to qualification wasn't an easy journey. If they had lost their match against Iceland, their story could have been different. When Slovakia played against Iceland, they went a goal down in the 17th minute when Iceland's Ori Oskarsson headed in the opening goal. However, Slovakia, who were determined at all costs to reach the Euro, put up a beyond enthusiastic performance to equalise before half-time. In the second half, Slovakia continued to put pressure on Iceland and got them to crack as they scored 2 more goals. Slovakia achieved their qualification target and left the group in 2nd place. Despite this success, they didn't enjoy their celebrations too much as their coach is already looking towards the competition and hoping to avoid the tougher teams. "I would like to avoid Italy in the group stages. They're a strong opponent and led by one of the best coaches in the world," Calzona told Reuters. He then added that he would prefer to only meet teams like Italy if his team proceeds to the 2nd round of the competition. Looks like the coach is still level-headed and isn't carried away by Slovakia's communication. Or does the coach not believe in his team? Belgium versus Slovakia. Who will win? When it comes to the Euro, Belgium isn't exactly royalty. Not like Germany or Italy are. They are closer to England in a way. Like England, Belgium produces talented teams, only to end up disappointing in the competition. An example of this is the 2000 Euro. Belgium performed poorly in that competition and they were one of the highly rated teams before it began. They played well during their preparational friendlies for the tournament and even began well too. They beat Sweden 2-1 in the first match, with Belgium's Bart Gore scoring in the 43rd minute and Emil Mpenza in the 46th minute. Sweden scored from a bizarre error from Belgium goalkeeper Philip de Wield. After that win, Belgium would go on to lose 2-0 in their match against eventual tournament runners-up Italy, with Italy's Stefano Fiore scoring one of the most iconic Euro goals ever. However, Belgium did have chances in that match, but they just couldn't find the back of the net. Belgium were still in the competition, but they had to win or draw their final game to progress to the next round. Unfortunately, they lost 2-0 to Turkey. As much as Belgium have had a poor showing at the tournament, they have also had some incredible performances. They even came close to winning the tournament twice. When Belgium hosted the European Championship in 1972, it would be the first time they would qualify for the main tournament. Germany beat them in the semi-finals, and they edged past Hungary to achieve third place. The next time Belgium would qualify for the tournament was in 1980. At the time, Guy Thys was their manager, and he led them all the way to the finals. Belgium played West Germany in the final, and they were absolutely electric. The Germans opened the scoring, and Belgium equalized via a penalty. There was nothing to split the two sides, and just as the match was about to go into extra time, Germany scored, and Belgium would end the tournament in second place. That second place would be their best finish in the Euro to date. Belgium's next best finishes would come at the 2016 Euro and the 2020 Euro, where they reached the quarter-finals both times. However, with the array of stars Belgium had during this period, the expectation was that they should do better than the final finishes. In 2020, Belgium topped their group and beat Portugal in the round of 16, but lost against eventual winners Italy. Since then, Belgium have changed their coach as they parted ways with Roberto Martinez and hired Domenico Tedesco back in 2023. Tedesco introduced a new philosophy that is reflected on how Belgium plays. On his philosophy, Tedesco said, "I always want my teams to divide the space well. I like to compare it to a boxer who should never let his guard down. On top of that, we want to win the ball back as often as possible because we love attacking, although always with a certain balance and structure to be able to control any transitions." Will this work against Slovakia? Slovakia will do what they can to stop Belgium, but it'll be difficult. Slovakia has only qualified for the tournament 3 times, with the third one being the recent qualification for the 2024 Euro. However, technically, Slovakia has qualified for the tournament 6 times. How? This country was one half of the old Czechoslovakia. As part of Czechoslovakia, Slovakia qualified for the Euro 3 times. They participated in the maiden edition of the tournament and lost to the Soviet Union in that final before beating France to win third place. They won the tournament in their second participation in 1976 with 8 Slovaks in the starting 11. Then they had another third-place finish in 1980. The Czechoslovakia team was dissolved in 1993, and since then, Slovakia hasn't been able to make it past the round of 16. The only time they managed that was in the 2016 Euro. For the 2020 Euro, they couldn't even make it past the group stage. Will this Euro be a repeat of the 2020 Euro? Belgium and Slovakia have a lot to prove. For Belgium, they want to redeem themselves for not attaining any significant glory with their golden generation. For Slovakia, they want to prove that they aren't a relic of a distant past. The two teams had excellent qualifying campaigns, and if any of them is going to win against each other, they have to draw inspiration from their qualification stage performances. As we mentioned earlier, Slovakia, as part of Czechoslovakia, have won the tournament before, and this could inspire them to greatness this time around. Belgium have also gotten really close before, and that could provide enough motivation to want to win this time around. The two teams are familiar with each other, as they have played against each other 3 times before. However, the matches they have played against each other are only friendlies with nothing being at stake. Still, in those matches, there has been nothing really to separate the two teams, as Belgium only won one of their matches, with the remaining being draws. That kind of performance wouldn't cut it in the Euro, as the two teams must dig deeper if they are going to be successful. On who is going to be successful in that match, let us know who you think will win in the comments. Players to watch. If the two teams are going to delight the fans, their players have to be ready to work hard in the match. Kevin De Bruyne, who is Belgium's captain, must be ready to put the spine in this youthful Belgium side. Young players like Jeremy Doku, who has proven to be a brilliant player for Manchester City, would be looking at De Bruyne for leadership and guidance. While Lukaku isn't the captain, he is an inspiring figure for the team, especially now that he is the record holder for most goals in the qualifying stages. He must also, apart from his goals, be able to bring the youngsters up to speed. Slovakia's Milan Skriniar, who is a rock at the defence, must also be the rock that will stabilise the mind and nerves of his team. 24-year-old Robert Bozanic must also be ready to bear more responsibility as one of the team's sources of goals. And Stanislav Lobotka must not only stabilise the midfield, but also ensure his team is in sync. Well, Looks like we are in for a treat, aren't we? And the city of Frankfurt and its stadium is the place to be to witness the brilliance of this match. The match venue. The venue of this match, the Frankfurt Stadium, opened in 1925 and has been redeveloped several times. This stadium has hosted some matches in the 1974 World Cup, the 1988 Euro, the 2005 Confederations Cup, and the 2006 World Cup. Now, that stadium will host a couple of matches in this coming Euro. The stage is set for the match, and the big question is, are you ready? Belgium have had a couple of near misses when it comes to winning the Euro. And since they became an independent nation, Slovakia hasn't attained the same Euro glory they reached when they were part of Czechoslovakia. Will this be the tournament for Slovakia to revive their old glory? And will Belgium make amends for their poor Euro displays? Let us know what you think. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more exciting content.